The story of Alina Havelock wanting revenge due to the murder of her parents. While James Bond tags along, he goes to find a missile command system. Tom Manziwicz had written a storyline and Christopher Wood submitted a first script in January 1978, before he was on hold for Moonraker, but the writing of Your Eyes Only didn't inspire the final film. Richard Maybaum was once again the scriptwriter for the story, assisted by Michael G. Wilson, and said the ideas from stories could have come up from anyone as the outlines were worked out in the committee that could include him. Albert R. Broccoli, Richard Maybaum, and stunt coordinators. Much of the inspiration for the stories for the film came from two Ian Fleming short stories from the collection For Your Eyes Only, Risiko, and For Your Eyes Only, another set piece from Live and Let Die book. The keel hauling, which was unused in the film version, was also inserted into the plot. Other ideas from Fleming were also used in For Your Eyes Only, such as the ident graph, which comes from the Goldfinger novel, where it was originally called the ident cast. These elements from Fleming's stories were mixed with Cold War story, centered on the MacGuffin of the ATAC. An initial treatment for the film was submitted by Ronald Hardy, an English novelist and screenwriter, in 1979. Hardy's treatment included the involvement of the character, named Julia Havelock, whose parents were assassinated by a man named Gonzales. Those cast reprised their role. Roger Moore signed a 3-film contract covering his first 3 films. After that, Moore negotiated contracts on a film-by-film basis, starting with Moonraker. There was an uncertain if he would return in For Your Eyes Only due to his age, led to the other actors being considered to take over. Lewis Collins, who's best known as Bodhi in The Professionals, was considered. Ian Ogilvy, known for his role as Simon Templar in Return of the Saint, was also considered. Michael Billington, who played Sergei Borzov in The Spy Who Loved Me, auditioned for the role, and Michael Jaston, the Valiod in Doctor Who also appeared as the eponymous spy in the British TV series of Quilla, was considered to take over as well, although he eventually played Bond in the BBC radio production of You Only Live Twice in 1985. Timothy Dalton was considered, but he turned it down as he didn't like the direction of the franchise at the time, plus he didn't think the producers were seriously looking for a new 007, and said his idea of Bond was different. Roger Moore said he wasn't going to return, but the producer managed to convince him to return just 2 weeks later. Again, Roger Moore is great, he gives off great humour. Carol Bouquet played Alina Havelock, a Bond girl who's the daughter of Sir Timothy and Iona Havelock. She's definitely one of my favourite Bond girls. You buy her that she's devastated that she lost her parents and wants revenge. Plus she has really good chemistry with Roger Moore. Ornel Muti was considered for the role, but she turned it down due to her costume designer. Wayne Finkelman wasn't hired by the production. United Artists published Jerry Giroux suggests Carol Bouquet after John Glenn, the director, and Albert R. Broccoli watched her in The Obscure Object of Desire. They went to Rome to invite her. Julian Glover plays Aristotle Christastos, a Greek heroin smuggler, intelligence operative, the villain. He's fantastic. Julian plays a lot of good villains. The producers felt Julian Glover was stylish. He was considered for the role as James Bond at some point, but Michael G. Wilson said that when he was first considered, he was too young, and by the time For Your Eyes Only, he was too old. Chaim Topol played Milos Colombo, a Greek smuggler, and Aris Christotos' rival. Brilliant character. Albert R. Broccoli's wife, Diana, suggested Chaim to have the part. Lynn Holly Johnson plays Baby Doll. Yeah, that's the character's name spelling, but it's pronounced Baby Doll. An ice skater who has a massive crush on James Bond. She gives off great performance, especially her ice skating skills. Johnson was a real-life ice skater and later became an actress. Cassandra Harris plays Countess Liesel von Schlaff, Milo's mistress. She's great as well. The character was loosely based on Liesel Bauer from Ian Fleming's short story Risiko. Cassandra once married to Pierce Brosnan, and they both had lunch with Albert R. Broccoli while filming. Jill Bennett plays Jacob Brink, who's used to be world-class Soviet figure skater hired by Christastos to train his young protegé, Baby Doll, to win the gold medal at the upcoming Olympics. She's great too. Michael Gothard plays Emil Lepol Log, Christastos' henchman. He's brilliant too. I think every cast's are great. John Wyman plays Eric Kriegler, a KGB operative. He's second in command of Christastos. John Hedley plays Sir Timothy Havelock, a British marine archaeologist hired by British Secret Service to find the wreck of the spy ship, St. George's. James Villa plays Bill Tanner, MI6 Chief of Staff. He makes a great M. On 16th of January 1981, Bernard Lee died of cancer after the filming of For Your Eyes Only started, but before he could film any of his scenes. Out of respect, Albert R. Broccoli did not want to recast the character. Instead, it was said in the scripts that he's on leave.
M's on leave, and the minister's arrived here with the Chief of Staff and wants to see you immediately.
And allowing Bill Tanner, the Chief of Scientists, to take over ahead of MI6. However, Robert Brown replaced Lee as M. John Moreno plays Luigi Ferra, an Italian intelligence operative hired by his Secret Intelligence Service. Stefan Califa plays Hector. Gonzales, a Cuban hitman hired by Christassos to murder the Havelocks. Charles Dance plays Claus, a mercenary and assassin working for Christassos, supervised by Locke. Clive Curtis plays Gonzales' henchman. Graham Crowden plays First Sea Lords, the professional head of the Royal Navy. Plus, the Royal Navy themselves said the First Sea Lord is the Chief of Naval Staff, answerable to the British Secretary of State. He is responsible for overseeing the armed service, that it is effective and well provided for. He is also the Defence Counsel and of the Chiefs of Staff Committee. Graham also played Auric Goldfinger and others in Omnibus the British Hero. Jeremy Bullock plays Smithers, a lab assistant in MI6. Sheena Shirley Easton plays herself in the movie. Also the theme tune, which was written by Bill Conti and Michael Leeson, who retained some John Barry-influenced brass elements in the score, but also added elements of dance and funk music, while one reviewer observed that Bill Conti's score is a constant source of annoyance. Another claims that, in the end, For Your Eyes Only stands as one of the best James Bond film scores of the 1980s. And it is a brilliant song. And funny enough, there is a stripping club in Newcastle called For Your Eyes Only. The monastery of the Holy Trinity in Meteora served as a location, and Citroen 2ZV-007, the one used in the film. I love the gun barrel for this movie with the use of guitar. After Bond lays flowers to his wife, Tracy Bond, from On Her Majesty's Secret Service, he goes inside a helicopter that's controlled by Blofeld. Although the reason why we don't see his face in the film, nor that he was named due to the copyright restrictions, Kevin McClory, who owns the film rights to Thunderball, which supposedly includes the character Blofeld, the organisation Spectre, and other material associated with the development of Thunderball. I love the parrot in this movie.
I'll give you a nut. Here. Oh.
Plus, when Bond looks like Mary Poppins with umbrella.
A spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down.
The car chase scene is brilliant. You can tell it's beginning of 1980s with the technology.
Eyes. A little smaller. Stop. Lips fuller and her mouth wider. Good.
It is a cool era. The snow scene felt kinda Christmassy. Now when you think about it, I think it would be cool to have a Christmas James Bond film. There's great skiing scene. Kinda reminds me of The Spy Who Loved Me.
Oh, you can't get back into the play. You don't have a chance. And that turns into a 4-on-4 situation. The Leafs on a change.
Plus I do get the Connery era vibe in the casino scene, which is nice. I thought Liesl's death was a defining moment for Roger Moore's Bond.
Liesl! Liesl, come back!
Goodbye, Countess. What the? Oh.
The bit where Bond says no head for height.
Had no head for heights.
I heard Roger didn't like that scene because some say he felt it was too dark, but he was more reluctant destroying the car than anything. The underwater scene is well directed. And the music fits in nicely. Plus it's a nice callback to Thunderball. The way Bond was dragged under the water and cut himself by the corals looks painful as hell.
Murder. You have shot your last bolt, Miss Havelock.
There's great moments where Bond talks Melina out of killing Christastos.
No, Melina. That's not the answer.
Bond! Bond!
He's there.
That's in the Prime Minister.
Bond! Have you got man? What's going on?
And the parrot will return.
For your eyes only.
I thought the movie was underrated. Everyone, like I said, is great. The effects is well done for its time. Bill Conti's music and John Glenn's direction are amazing. It plays safe with the previous films. It's nice to feel something familiar. I think it's a great movie. I really enjoyed it. Richard Maybaum said the crew tried to return to the earlier films with For Your Eyes Only, but there was no Sean Connery to make it real, and Maybaum was very disappointed with the way the love story was handled. The whole idea was that great lover James Bond can't get to first base with this woman because she was so obsessed with avenging her parents' death. Nothing was ever done with it. It was as if the director didn't feel there was a love story there at all. I think the chemistry worked in my opinion. On 19th of November 1983, For Your Eyes Only had its US television premiere during the ABC Sunday night movie. It delivered a 16.3 household rating, a 26% audience share, and nearly 25 million viewers in Nielsen Media Research results, and finished as the 37th ranked program of the week. It was the first James Bond movie premiere on ABC to finish in third place in its time period.
Shall we? Roger Moore is Agent 007. For Your Eyes Only. Next.
Instead of a second or first place since the two-night premiere of On Her Majesty's Secret Service, in February 1976, however, it also ran against stiff competition, including the network premiere of The Aeroplane on NBC and the first part of the highly rated CBS miniseries Chiefs. A For Your Eyes Only repeats on 27th of January 1985 had stronger results. Marvel Comics released adaptation of For Your Eyes Only movie as two parts, written by Larry Hama, penciled by Howard Chaykin, inks by Vincent Coletta, and edited by Dennis O'Neil. It's the first Bond movie to adapt as a comic book since Dr. No. Coming up next is Octopussy.